Hey, so I live on a commune and I'm homeless and I'm stuck in Australia, and I feel like I've told people bits and pieces of the story, but I really wanted to go into depth and talk about how it went from me having an awesome job and living with good friends and doing just a lot of cool things, to me being homeless and stranded and jobless in Australia. And I thought no better place than a cool cactus in the background while I do it. But essentially things started to go down for me around March 14th. I had a canoe tripping program in Victoria that I was super excited about. As we all know, your girl loves canoeing. Basically, as soon as we got there, the school called and said that they were canceling our program due to Corona because they were a little bit nervous about it. But at the time, nothing else had really been canceled. Australia wasn't bad, still really isn't too bad with the pandemic going on. So I wasn't too worried about it. We traveled back to New South Wales, and then that was on a Monday when we got back. Between that Monday and Friday, everything completely changed. And by Friday, the CEO had sent out an email saying that he was furloughing all of us. And we were like, okay, we just have to do leave without pay.
I'll never forget the words I heard him say. Good luck, pal, you're on leave without pay. Man, how am I supposed to get through this jam? I got the oven on, but not a single yam.
So we decide that in this time, the best possible thing for us to do is to go do our farm work, because we're on the type of visa that if you want to stay a second year, during your first year, you need to do 88 days worth of farm work. So we were like, okay, perfect. What we'll do right now is we'll go do our 3 months of farm work. By the end of that farm work, we'll be eligible for second year, we'll be getting paid, and probably after that 3 months, we'll be able to go back to work. So everything was solved. Our friend Blake found a strawberry farm that said that they would hire a bunch of backpackers and that they also had accommodation on the farm. We all applied, we all got the job, and we all got the accommodation. But that job was in Queensland and we were living in New South Wales. We realized that we would have to move out to Queensland, which we weren't too sad about, but we were like, okay, well, we have to get rid of our lease, pack all of our stuff, and drive about 12 hours. So within about 24 hours of signing the contract that we were going to start this job, we find out that all the state borders are closing within the next 24 hours, and that if we want to get to Queensland, we need to leave and cross that border within the next 24 hours. That was a really, really crazy day because we had to get rid of our lease, pack all of our stuff, and drive 12 hours all before the borders closed. But we did do it, and we left and we drove to Queensland. We got to Queensland, and pretty much as soon as we got here, we find out that the strawberry farm is not going to let us stay there. They said that because of Corona, they can only take 50 people instead of 100, and we weren't some of the first 50 that arrived, so we can't go. So we're like, oh my god, but the borders are closed, so we can't go back to New South Wales and go back to our lease, and Airbnbs are shutting, hostels are closing, we don't have enough money for a hotel because we're unemployed, and we realize in this moment that we are homeless, and we are stuck in Queensland, which is not the place to be stuck in Australia, because if you want to leave, you need to be able to fly out of Sydney, usually, at least to get back to the US during this pandemic. We really did not know what to do at this point, because in addition to being homeless, they had shut down all state parks and forests, so we could not camp anywhere legally, and you could not stay with more than one person at a time out in public, and there was 5 of us. So we knew that they could give us 2 on-the-spot fines of over $1,000 if they caught us, and we had no money and no job to pay it, so it was very stressful. Our friend Blake found this abandoned quarry, and so I'll insert a little video of the quarry now. Here's our driveway. There's Blake's house, and Blake's house is great for us because he's got a solar charger right there, so we can live the good life and charge some of our stuff off of it. There's my house, Pat and Ben's house. That's our living room. It's our living room because it's in the shade.
Our living room changes.
Okay, here's our kitchen. On this surfboard is where we cut all of the vegetables, and there's our fire pit so we can cook them all. It's a beautiful situation. Back there is the toilet and also the shower, but I'm not going to go back there because someone's showering right now. Thank you for coming to the tour of the commune. Isn't she beautiful?
Someday soon I have to say goodbye.
Classy kitchen.
I love that you guys are using the. Oh, is this the dinner that I was invited to partake in? What?
Yeah, so that's what the quarry looked like. It was kind of the worst, honestly, because there was shattered glass everywhere. It was so hot during the day. And also, this was just like the biggest time I was struggling with everything because I just I had no clue what was going on. I didn't know if I should be leaving to go back home. I didn't know if we would be able to get a farming job. Like, everything was just really up in the air. So we stayed at the quarry for about a week. And in the meantime, Blake was going on the Australian version of Craigslist, here it's called Gumtree, trying to find anybody who needed extra people to help around their house or any farm work jobs or literally anything for us just to get out of that illegal quarry situation. And so he found this woman who said that she had a legal place for us to stay. She had water, toilet, shower, laundry, and we could stay there legally because we would be on her property. So we were like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. We have found our savior. It also tells us she can help us find a job, which was like the biggest thing we needed. And we're like, this is the best thing ever. This woman is gonna let us camp there legally. She's got all the amenities that we're missing because we really, really wanted to do laundry and shower. So we show up, and as soon as we show up, we realize that she has 30 dogs. Don't be getting confused and thinking that's really fun and cute. It was not what you want. She had no actual amenities. She was basically like, she didn't have any running water or anything like that. And she wanted us to camp in a horse paddock that was not even big enough for us to put up all of our tents. So this woman was so kind, but it was just like not the solution we needed to our problems. And so we were like, we need to get out of here immediately. It would be better to be illegally camping at the quarry than it would be to be living with 30 dogs. Say to her that we've got some dog allergies. We didn't want to be mean to her because she was being so nice to us, really trying to help us out. So she contacts her landlord for us, and he says that he has got 20 acres of land. It's abandoned, but we can like mow it out if we want and like set up camp there basically, and that would be legal as well because it's his land, and that we could technically be having like a lease with him. We're like, okay, let's do it. Like, that sounds perfect. He takes us to this abandoned plot. He gives us a lawnmower. We mow it out completely, and we set up what we currently have as the commune. So I'll show you guys a tour of the commune now. Okay, so here is the driveway. She is looking snazzy. And then we're gonna pan out. There's Carlene's house. Yes, it's her car, and also she lives there, so power to her. There is our dry lines over there. Those are, so we do our laundry at the laundromat and then dry all our stuff on the dry lines to save a little money, am I right? Here is my big old palace that was given to us by our landlord, and no one wanted to live in it with me, so I've just got a giant tent now. That's where Pat lives, that green one. And then there is our dining room table and our kitchen, and here is our gazebo where we store all of our food. And there's just a bunch of random things, so our landlord just keeps giving us random things. But here's our dining room table, a little messy, but she does the job. Here's our kitchen. All of the dishes have just freshly been done, as you can tell. We have to do them in these buckets, and then it's kind of hard for us to get water out here, so we save the dirty water. It's a little gross, but we save it to put out the fires with at night. Here's where we cook all of our meals, on these stoves and also on the fire over there, but mostly on these stoves. There's our trash can, our spice rack over there, this beautiful surfboard setup with these tires. This is where we do all of our chopping of vegetables, so yeah. There's our compost bin. We compost here because we're environmentally friendly. Here is this grill that I don't think works because our landlord dropped it off and we've never used it, but we use it as storage, so that's what it looks like in the inside. It's just basically a storage grill. That is where Ben lives, and here's my favorite cactus. Wow, she's beautiful, isn't she? That's Blake's rooftop tent, super nice. And then he has this solar panel right here. That is how we charge all of our stuff. He's got a battery for the solar panel. And then back this way, through that to grass, there's no trail, but back through that is where we have our shower. It's like this big bag with a hose on the end, so it's kind of like this just makeshift shower. You have to walk through the grass back there. Another view of the best cactus on the property. And then this is our kitchen again. This is another fire pit that we had set up, and it was built so that it could be kind of used as like a functional oven a little bit. We haven't actually tried. I think we're gonna try to make banana bread later this week in that oven, but it's also just a fireplace that we've been using, cardboard in there obviously to burn. And then this is my house over here. It's really big. And that's what it looks like inside, a little messy. Yeah, that's a tour of the commune. So it's pretty nice. Like, we have everything we need. We've set it up from the ground up. We created a shower, compost bin, kitchen, like everything we really need. So it's not great, but I have a place that I'm at and I'm safe and that I can get everything I really need. Things have gotten really, really crazy, just as I'm sure they have in everyone's life, because everything is changing for all of us all the time with this situation. I'm just trying really hard to stay positive and to remember the good things that I still have and take everything day by day. I know the next time I'll probably do an update like this, my entire life will be different again, because that's just how it goes in the times of a pandemic. At least it's a great story for how I lived my quarantined coronavirus pandemic situation. Okay, some details I forgot to mention in the first video but are still super important are A, we stay on this plot of land for free, except for the landlord makes us do 12 hours of work per week for like payment basically, and that B, our like original job that I was working fully laid us all off. Like, we're all completely done, and so that job is just like over, I guess. So that really, that one hurts a little bit. The last thing is that everything changes literally so quickly, but at the current moment the plan is to try to get back to New South Wales as soon as possible, although we've been applying for jobs like everywhere all the time constantly and just haven't gotten anything yet. So yeah, everything changes day by day, and I'll try to keep you guys updated on what happens eventually. Okay, bye!